Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to follow up from the previous speech of David Parker. I think he referred to two quite intrusive powers that are referred to under this bill, and of course the tracking power, the ability to track people around the place, is particularly mentioned in this bill. But when you compare this bill with the search and surveillance bill that has been discussed in the Justice Select Committee, there is actually a higher threshold for video surveillance in private homes. It can only be authorised in relation to crimes with several years jail. I think 7 years is the threshold, because that is very intrusive to put a covert video camera in someone's bedroom or living room. It intrudes very much on people's privacy and a family's privacy, but the track, and there seems to be a lower threshold in the search and surveillance bill for tracking, but tracking can be very intrusive too, and it is true that the police already have that power. It is true that it isn't actually outlawed for people to track other people, and in fact I get emails saying for $200 you can buy a little device, very small, and you can attach it to your partner's car and follow them around and seeing if they're cheating on you, or your kids are going astray, or you can track them around, and you just track on your computer where their GPS location is at a particular time. It is a very intrusive technology, and we shouldn't let agencies of the state have it too easily. So that is one of the concerns that the Green Party has. There is also the problem with the warrants, in that under this new amended legislation there will be less control over the warrants, and particularly people being asked to assist the SIS in the application of those warrants. Previously the Minister had to be informed and had to be involved in any changes to the warrants, and there haven't been many changes. I think it was about 5 in the last financial year, or maximum of 5 over the last 3 calendar years, so there haven't been many changes in the warrant. But now not only will the Minister not be involved, but the SIS Director can delegate the changes in the warrants and who will be asked to assist to somebody down the chain, which means that we've got less and less control over the whole warrant system. And this question of who should be requested or could be requested to help the SIS is quite a contentious one, and the Council of Trade Unions had quite an extensive submission on that point. They're worried about workers and workplaces being required to assist the SIS in spying on their workmates, not even telling their employers. There's not even provision in the law for the employer to be told, so then the employer can get upset that the worker is delegated by the SIS to do this, to spy on that, to spy on the employer, to spy on another worker, etc. So there's a whole lot of industrial issues start to come into the whole thing as well, and there's a worsening or loosening of the legislation in terms of who can be asked to help assist with the warrants, the interception warrants, or the tracking, or whatever it might happen to be, and that can include now organisations as well as individuals. So it's just a very difficult area, and of course the people in the gun, for the most part, are people in telecommunications and ISPs, who might, particularly ISPs, they don't want to breach the privacy of the people they sign up as clients, who are paying them good money each month to have an email or some form of internet service. They don't want to get mixed up in this, and under this legislation it won't even be the Minister or the Director involved. It'll be some minion in the SIS that'll be chasing people around saying you've got to spy on this person, and that's where it comes back to my original point. Where are the enemies? Where are the terrorists? Where are the really bad people that we need these extensive powers to give to the SIS to get these powers? And we do have a police force that does operate effectively and can operate and does operate in secret, and that doesn't tell the criminals, whether ordinary criminals or politically motivated criminals, what's going on.
Simon Bridges. Yeah, I move that the question be now put.
The question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Members, the question now is that part 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Ayes. Party votes called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
58 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes in favour.
Green Party.
9 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Progressive.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 opposed.
Members, the ayes are 110, the noes of 10. Part 1 will stand part. We now move to debate on Part 2, clauses 16 to 19. The question